So I have a little bit of a problem. You see, I can't talk without a script. 4 years of speech competition, and now even one as a coach. I really can't operate without a script. So today, I decided I'm going to get better at this. I'm going to surprise the TEDx event coordinators and do 28 minutes, the full 28 minutes allowed, completely impromptu. So here it is. I'm just kidding, I'm not brave enough to do that. Some of you just got this look like, oh my God, I need to pee. Look at that guy, he's even sweating. But you see, I wouldn't be able to do that. Well, no, I'm fully capable of sweating and peeing myself right now, but I can't talk off a script. So today, I actually wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about scripts. Scripts and this idea. The idea of being yourself. What that actually means, and what scripts have to do with it. Now, if you don't already think that being yourself is overused and cliche, I'll tell you right now, being yourself is probably the most mind-blowingly overused piece of advice just thrown around like candy at a parade. You see, people say it so casually, and they say it like it's the easiest thing to do. It doesn't matter if the person who's telling you is really a confident type of person or a more shy type of person. They all say pretty similar things. And maybe you're having trouble talking to some person that you like, and your friend says, oh, just be yourself, I'm sure they'll like you more. And you're like, no. Have you met me? I am weird. Or maybe it's a job interview, and your dad says, well, why don't you just be yourself? I'm sure they'll be more likely to hire you. No, that is a lie. You actually know me. Or maybe you're at a social event and you only know the host. And this host says, dude, just be yourself, you'll be fine. And you say, no, I'm really, really weird. Like if my weirdness were a tree, well, it would be a big tree. And then he says, oh, you're hilarious, and disappears into the crowd, and then you can't find him, and then you're left awkwardly standing around with people you don't know, saying hi like you swallowed half your tongue, like, Okay, well, maybe that's just me. But the point is, what? How can anyone just say, oh, be yourself? It doesn't make any sense, does it? Now, sometimes you see some people, they're walking around, they clearly don't care what anyone thinks of them. Ever just look at those people and think, wow, that is weird. But also, you know, I'm kind of jealous. Being yourself is not a hard concept. It's pretty simple in concept, but why is it so hard to do? Look no further than the stereotypical Hollywood action film. More explosions than you would care to see, characters with little depth or development that you end up rooting for anyways because why not? I'm looking at you, Michael Bay. But jokes aside, picture it. Picture that movie screen inside of your heads right now. Look at the people on the screen. And what do you see? They're beautiful. They're strong. They're muscular, they're confident, they're determined, they're rich, they're attractive. Maybe they have better hair than you. Maybe they're just more attractive than you, somehow. Maybe they have better clothes. But the point is, they're unrealistic, and we're told to be like them. Maybe if you were like them, more people would like you. Maybe if you could just act more like them, then you could also be attractive. Maybe you would finally be good enough. But I'll tell you right now, this applies just as much as it does to males as it does to females. Dr. Allison Field explains that males feel the same pressure to become toned and muscular as females do to become skinny. Now, if you want a good example of societal pressure on males to be muscular and toned, just watch any male body wash commercial. It's honestly ridiculous. It's literally a dude just washing himself like, dude, look at my body. I'm really muscular. It's ridiculous. First of all, no one washes their body like that. Second of all, I'm taking liberties with what he does with his face because they don't even show the dude's face in the first place. But the point is, it's really hard, and it's really frustrating to hear the words, be yourself. Anyone can tell you to be yourself, but how are you supposed to do that when everything around you is telling you that you are not good enough, that you won't be accepted for yourself? But you see, this isn't just frustrating, it's dangerous, and it can even be painful. One of my friends, who I'll call Emily for the sake of privacy, I met her last semester and I approached her in my usual awkward way, just like, hey there. I don't actually do that. Don't think that I do that. But we had a pretty normal conversation. We went through the spiel of college small talk, like, oh, what's your major? That's a college student apparently. What's your major? But one particular line in our conversation caught me by surprise. I asked her, all right, well, what is your dream? What do you want to do? If you could do anything, what would it be? And she replied, my dream or my parents' dream? And we both laughed. She said, I have Asian parents. And I said, hey, me too. I know a little bit about that. But I never thought much about that part of the conversation. So I didn't expect it to evolve. She explained a little bit more about herself, and I found out what her interests were. She loves to write. She's very good at it too. I read a piece that she wrote, that she submitted to a national competition, and even though it didn't win, it went pretty far. And I asked her, why won't your parents let you write? And she said, well, her parents considered writing to be useless as a profession, and that she should consider something more feasible. She explained this a little bit further. Once she got a stable job in a STEM subject, then she would be able to do as much writing as she wanted as a hobby. They even told her that her chances of making it big as a writer were minuscule, and that it would be foolish to try. She became more and more frantic as she explained this to me, and I really didn't know what to say. But as she explained more, it came to this conversation she told me about that she had recently with her parents. She told them that she had joined a writing club, and they sensibly reminded her that writing clubs shouldn't take up the majority of her time. But this escalated into an argument about who paid her tuition, about who clothed her and fed her entire life, and how ungrateful of a child she was. At that point, she just broke down. But what can you say to that? What can you say to something like that? This wasn't moodiness. I have two sisters. I know what moodiness is. This wasn't a breakup. If it was a breakup, maybe I would have some idea of what to say, but I had nothing. No, this was years of pain and suffering, carried over from her childhood all the way to now. There was nothing I could say. I could just hold her for a little bit and hope that one day, maybe Emily could just be Emily. So I guess this is a good time for the idea of scripts to come up. Now, I like to think of our lives as scripts that we write in pen. And it's a little bit of an abstract concept, but whatever you guys will make out of it, I'd be glad if you could take something out of it. So, all of our lives are spent writing our scripts. And for the most part of your early life, your scripts will be directly or indirectly written by someone such as your parents. And a lot of the frustration in life is when the pen isn't in your hands, right? Oh, I'm the adult. I get the final say. Well, you're totally wrong, but okay, I'll go with it. Or maybe it's in English class. Well, I really didn't like your essay. I'm going to give it a C. Bad style. I'm sorry? Dude, you didn't do any work that you were assigned for the project, and now we can't even present. Okay, that's totally my fault. But the point is, those marks that other people make in your script, no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you might want to, you can't go back and erase them. But it doesn't mean that your script can't be unique. See, your script will have its own style, a little flair that no one else can mimic. Your script will have its own message, your unique message that you want to tell the world someday. And of course, your own story. But there's one part of the script that I think is particularly interesting. It's a part of the script that no one can edit, no one can touch, no one can mark, unless you let them. And that's the section entitled About the Author. That section is entirely up to you. Don't let anyone write it for you. So I'm going to end today by bringing up a little article I found on Vice. And it addresses events such as these TED Talks. And if you want to read the article, that's up to your discretion because the language was colorful. So, author David Whalen asserts in the title that TED Talks aren't making our generation smart. They're making us dumb. Because events such as these have turned into entertainment. The takeaway from these events is so far attached that it might as well not even be there. Now, while I don't agree with his argument later on that TED Talks are completely useless, I do agree with the fact that our reactions to these kinds of events have been lagging to non-existent. So I'll challenge you all today. Think about yourself. Think about what you've heard. And for this specifically, think about what you like to do, and what you're actually putting your time, your effort, your passion into. I want you to think about that. Now, I'm not saying you should just go fail out of school because you don't like what you're learning. I'm saying that once you find that thing that really drives you, you'll chase it. You'll pursue it. You'll relentlessly put effort into it. And yeah, maybe you'll spend a lot of time doing it, but you'll find a smile on your face as you do. And that is one of the best feelings there is to be had. I'm telling you all today, never give up on you. Never give up on you. Now, I'm nothing special. I'm still super awkward. Graduated from this high school last year with no super special accomplishments. And you know, my life achievements probably wouldn't even fill as a Post-it note. Yeah. But the point is, I got a chance today to come up here and be real with you all. So I'll ask of each and every single one of you, today and every day that follows, be yourself. Be yourself. Sounds different now, doesn't it?